So Hendrix Youth Institute is essentially a 2-week program for kids in high school who feel a call to ministry. So whether your call to ministry would be to be a pastor or a missionary, you apply. If you're accepted, you go to Hendrix, and the curriculum changes every 2 years. And this year we had 2 classes, a Bible class and Wesleyan history class. And next year there'll be 2 different classes. And so what we did was we attended those classes every day while at Hendrix for a week, and then afterwards we would go and do different activities where one day we went and shadowed people who were in ministry positions to see if that's like a job we liked. And then other days we would do like a spiritual gifts workshop where we figured out what our spiritual gifts are. And then the second week we took a mission trip to Guatemala, which was so much fun. And there we worked in this city called Shayla, and we worked at a Methodist church, which was kind of neat because Hendrix is a Methodist college. And so when we were there, we were painting. We also helped to purchase toilets and a washing sink thing for them at the church. And then we also went to church with them, and we spent a lot of time with this man named Adolfo, who was our driver, and his family. And so we got to know them a lot. We got to know just random people in Shayla a lot. And then we also got to go and see this Mayan city. We got to see a place where the Mayans fused Catholicism and their Mayan beliefs, where they worshipped a god named Mashumon. And so we got to see that worship ceremony. But then we also, in the same day, went to a Catholic church, and we got to see the comparisons there. And that was really neat. And then in Antigua, we got to spend a lot more time just seeing the people and seeing how they interacted with each other and getting to know the culture of Guatemala. Okay, so my favorite night in Guatemala was when we learned how to make tortillas with Adolfo's family, and you had like 12 of us kids and a few adults crammed in Adolfo's kitchen with his family, and they were all teaching us how to make tortillas, which like you would think would be very easy, but it's very hard. It was really fun just being there, like getting to laugh despite the language barrier. We still got to know his family and share that time with them. And then his wife made us guacamole with some of the biggest avocados I've ever seen. We got to hear the pastor of the church in Shayla. We got to hear his call story. Juan Pablo, he told us how he got to where he is and the fact that he didn't think God was going to call him at all. And it was really neat getting to hear his call story and like thinking about it like, okay, so we're in another country. This man doesn't even speak the same language as him, but it was really neat to think like the same God that we worship here also called that man to ministry in a whole different country, in a whole different part of the world. And so that was pretty neat, and that was my favorite night in Guatemala. Before Hendrix Youth Institute, I always thought like I wanted to be a missionary, like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to travel the world doing missions. And then, so I went ahead and I applied at the Youth Institute, just sitting in the classes, not just like the Wesleyan history class, which we all loved, but also the Bible class and just getting to learn more. And then when we went to the conference center and we met with like the bishop and the whole staff, and we also did a orientation to ministry, and we got certificates for that. There we learned more about like the difference between a deacon and an elder and the roles that everyone has. And there I like really thought about it, and I was like, okay, I actually think like maybe being a deacon is what I want to do. So the Youth Institute, I think, really strengthened not just my call to ministry, but everyone else's that was there, because we all had the best experience of our lives, and we all really felt like strengthened in our faith there. I would encourage other people to participate, not just because you get a free mission trip out of the country, but also because you get to make these incredible bonds with people, not just in Arkansas, because we had 3 people from out of the state. And I know there was this cliche saying that we kept saying, like, we started out as complete strangers with a common passion, but now we're family. And honestly, like, that kind of held true. We still talk to each other, and My best friend actually went on this trip, and I feel closer to her now, and it's not just like making the connections with the people here, but also the connections we made abroad were incredible, and we got to meet so many inspiring people and hear so many inspiring stories. And then also, I think people should go to Hendrix Youth Institute, not just because of these amazing opportunities that you have there, but also because you get to learn more. And even if you think that you have like the slightest call to ministry, like still going and learning more about it, and just learning more about what each role is, and having your questions answered, because it's a place where a lot of people have a lot of questions and they'll all get answered. So I think learning a lot and making incredible memories with great people is a great reason to go.